Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Beekeeper Tarot. So, my name is Alan, as you know. Thank you so much for letting me entertain you, or whatever the word you want to use for it is tonight. I really do appreciate your company. And thank you for the new subscribers. I'm very humbled by that. And for the people that have been with me from the beginning, and the other readers that have been commenting and looking at my videos. So thank you so much for that. I'm just really humbled by this journey, and it is an adventure, but it's a good adventure. And I promise you, my heart's in the right place. So anyway, I'm currently still away, and so I'm currently in the northwestern part of Sydney, kind of near the Blue Mountains, and I've just been helping do with some construction work. So I'm kind of out on the roads during the day in whoop whoop, and I just get covered in dirt and mud, and God knows what. Yeah, so all the guys I'm traveling with or working with, they're sort of in this motel somewhere or out chatting, or I don't know what they're doing tonight. But I thought I'd just hang with you for a while, and it would be nice to do that. I have been working really long hours, so I kind of have missed a lot of the news cycle. So I need to catch up with that. But I was probably going to spend most of tonight doing that before I pass out on my bed, because I'm a bit tired. But that's okay. I am aware of the 25% tariff starting on all automobiles coming into the US next week, I believe it is. I am aware of the tape, allegedly YouTube, of Vance criticizing Musk, and I'm aware there was um, some military secret or military plans to invade a country that were leaked or got. I think in a group chat there was a network or someone that got involved in a group chat. So yeah, but I'm a bit vague on all of that because I literally just I haven't stopped, But I just wanted to have a quick look at the thing that I'm kind of feeling a bit concerned about. Well, I'm feeling concerned about it all, to be honest. But the thing which I am concerned about, well, that I'd like to read about tonight, is I just want to just touch base with MSNBC, because I did see something. I do believe it was on Midas Touch, but I could be wrong. Where who was threatening, like saying basically that we need. He was stating that we need good media coverage in America because all the media is fake and false and everything else. So that translates in English as the news is not what he's accustomed to. And it's almost like he's coming from the manipulative angle of saying, rather than coming out with it and saying, I don't like what they're saying about me, he's sort of wanting to go down the more slithery route of saying that the news is fake, and we don't need it. We need to have honest media in America. I guess like in the way that they have honest media in Russia and they have honest media in North Korea, if you get what I mean, which is also concerning. Why am I laughing? But yeah, I mean, Jesus. Anyway, sorry to anybody I offended with that comment, but I just want to have a look at MSNBC. And I was just thinking that I might just do a Celtic cross just to see how they're going and what their issues are going to be. What is it? It's March. I'm going to make the immediate future April, and I'm going to make the outcome December. But I just wanted to touch base with MSNBC because I really am fond of this network and people like Rachel Maddow, who's just this rock. So, yeah. So once again, YouTube entertainment purposes only. I must apologize to you guys because I've actually got you balanced on my coffee cup, and behind that I've got a bottle of drink. So that's kind of what's keeping this. I'm currently sitting on like a small round table, and I've got my little tarot thing here. So I've got that, and I've obviously got these. So, and I have one of these because it's always good to have a crystal with you, because you just never know when you might want to attract a bit of love, a bit of energy, a bit of esoteric love. So it is very budget tonight's show. It's very budget. It's very no frills tarot, no frills beekeeper tarot. But no, I do appreciate you guys being here. All right, let's touch base, Spirit, with what's happening with MSNBC. What's happening with MSNBC? What's happening with MSNBC, Spirit? What's happening with MSNBC? What's happening with MSNBC? So I'm just going to put these cards down. I do apologize. I would normally angle the camera down because it's important to me that you see me put the cards down, but I just can't do it now because I just don't know how I can actually hold the camera up and put the cards down at the same time. So yeah, I'm just having a boy moment here. Anyway, let's have a look at MSNBC. Okay, so I'm assuming that deck is upside down. Okay. Interesting. Pivot. Underneath it. Past. Well, you won't believe these cards, guys. Yep. Okay, let me just have a quick look. I'm just going to pause you for a second, guys, while I have a look at these cards, okay? This might sound really strange, guys, but I'm actually wondering if they're going to change their format and end up being like an online station, like they might be online only, or maybe something similar to YouTube. I'm wondering if they're actually going to leave the mainstream cable network at some point. Just a feeling I've got. I think, okay, so the issue is the Eight of Pentacles. So this is about new beginnings and new money being offered to them. Because what's crossing them is the Ten of Swords. So it's like, yeah, it's like there's some new offering to them, or maybe they're thinking about doing something new. And if you look at this card here, it's all a new beginning. But the thing is, you've got to make it to the mountains, and mountains in tarot is about the journey. It's about getting to. It's like it's an easy path at the beginning, but sometimes the going gets tough, especially towards the end of the journey when you're kind of up in the mountains. Because I kind of think that in a way, I think I'm wondering if MSNBC are actually thinking that it's maybe time for a change. Maybe they've done all they can do in the current format of being on TV. Maybe that's what it is, because they might even be having some offer from some network, or like a YouTube, or some cable, not cable, but some online thing. And they're thinking, well, you know what, with the current administration, we don't know where we're going to go, or it could even be with the current way that things are going with the administration, it could end up being the end of them eventually. But above it, they do have strength, right? They're a strong network. And I think what it is right now, that it's like they do have the ability within them to tame the beast. So if I can entertainment only YouTube, if I could say that the lion is Donald Trump, they do have the ability to silence him with the truth. But underneath it, I think they're thinking of a new beginning, a new way forward. And that's why I'm thinking it's a new format. I'm not getting that they're going to finish it all. But I'm just wondering if they're going to change format, because in the past, I think they've lost viewers. I'm not sure what the ratings is in the States, but there have been a couple of losses. But the thing with the Five of Cups is that there's two cups that are standing. But you can see here that this person right there, they're a long way away from home, and their castle, and they're thinking, what what can I do kind of thing, and there's a bit of like that sense of loss. And I think what they've been realizing is that you see how there's a bridge, right, that goes to the castle. With this person, they're so caught up in the moment that they don't realize that there's kind of like a way back home. They're so focused on what they've lost that they don't know what they still have. Yeah, and that's in the recent history. And I think it's that they realize that they do have that strength to move on. And like I said, underneath it, they're wanting to have a new beginning with the Fool, like start something fresh. Because in the immediate future is you know who. Unfortunately, he's going to be on their case, and this is just the devil card is an orange devil. I'll leave it with that, and you can see that he's chained. And I do think in a way too, you could even maybe look at, if you look at it in another way, you could even think that the one of these people could represent MSNBC and another one could represent CBS. But I think, I just think that these, at least in the case of MSNBC, I think they're going to take that chain off and they're going to break free into a new format. That's my vibe. Because currently they're a bit embattled. Now I do believe, I think was it Joy Reid was recently asked to go, and I know that there have been, from my understanding, I know that there have been changes in MSNBC, but they're kind of hanging in there. It's 9, it's not a 10, but it's a 9. It's like it's getting there. Around them is a bit of argy-bargy, as Lena would say. Like, I think they're in conflict with each other. There's lots of ideas going around and lots of competition going around. What should we do? What should we do? Blah, blah, blah. That's what's happening around them. Because they're looking outwardly to see what's out there, seeing what's going to come in. Sometimes when I'm reading about the Three of Swords, the Three of Wands, I'm sorry, I'm tired. The Three of Wands, it's like I often think about the two, right? So the two is like, looking, like staying within your boundaries and looking out into the world and seeing what comes in. And so often I think it's just me when I read the Three of Wands, it's almost like I'm getting a double reading, because for the three to happen, the two's got to happen. Do you know what I mean? Because the two's like, sitting in your castle and looking at the world but not leaving your zone. Whereas in the three, you've actually done the work and you're waiting to see what comes in. And this is hopes and fears. I think that's what they're doing. That's what they're hoping for. And at the end of the year, with the Page of Swords, I'm wondering if there's going to be some announcement that they're going to move on or change format. And also, swords are about communication. They can be about computers, but they're about it's light. It's air energy, It's quick energy. And I'm wondering if MSNBC just might even be thinking of this might even be an easier way to communicate with people, they can reach more people on this way, and then not have to deal with the threats from the Orange Menace. And I think they're kind of juggling that right now. It's like, do we stay on the mainstream media, or do we flip over to YouTube, or do we flip over to online only, where we can't be regulated in that way, or it's harder for them to be regulated. They could even end up working from someone's basement, or not someone's basement, but they're not underground. But I'm just wondering if they're going to change the way that I'm wondering if they're just going to change. There's some kind of manipulation going on, because they feel out in the cold. They're feeling the pinch about, I think, being excluded, or the effect that 45 is saying on them. They're feeling a bit out in the cold, and it's almost like they want to leave the mainstream, in the same way that these people have chosen to. I mean, this card can mean many things. It's about loss, right? It's a Five of Pentacles, and you've got a leper and another person out the front here outside the church in the cold, and they could turn into the church and keep warm. But I think, as far as MSNBC go, I think they're actually prepared to go it alone, to move outside of the traditional news stations. and start something new from the hermit, and to start broadcasting in a new way or in a new medium, a new form. Where they'll be more free from harassment, and in that way they can shine their light almost in, I wouldn't quite say in isolation, but in a way that is going to be radiating the truth from a place where they can't be hurt because they'll be far, far away from the cray-cray. And I think that's how they're going to see their sense of stability. And I think that will be a very good thing for them. I think people would enjoy that, and I think they would enjoy that. I'm wondering if MSNBC, it might shrink to like a smaller setup if it goes that route into more of an underground kind of thing. People are definitely going to want to work with them. That's not going to be a doubt of that. People are going to want to cooperate with them, and in that way they can review what they've done and their progress. But I can just see them walking away from the current format that it is. And if you think about the Eight of Cups, right? So this person here, they're walking away from the Eight of Cups, and they've left it behind because the person they want the Ten of Cups. They're not. Why should I have 8 when I can go and get the 10? Do you know what I mean? It's almost like they're going to quietly turn their back on mainstream, and then just move away. There could be some quick decisions, but it's just about finding the balance. Just holding on to the resources and holding back on the announcement, like I said, for the time being. But they do have the contacts there to work in this new environment because all they want to do is tell the truth with the Ace of Swords. So I wonder if that's what they're going to do. I don't know. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about that, because everything is changing so much right now, and I think even politically everything is just liquid, and I think the fact that information is so easily accessible and everything is just like bang, you've got the information. It's not like the old days where you have to wait for the magazine to arrive 6 weeks later from Europe or England or something, in the case of Australia, or you've got to get the latest edition of the paper to read what's going on with stocks and shares or the news. Everything's quicker now, and I just have a feeling that I'm wondering if MSNBC are thinking, okay, he's trying to make life hard for us, but I think it's almost like they're not playing victim to that. Them thinking, okay, well, this is the situation, this is where we're going. We don't have the audience that we used to have. We're being pressurized by him, and it's like, stuff it. Let's just go online and let's just have a new medium. It could even be some kind of a transition. I do know that MSNBC do have an online presence. I'm aware of that. But I wonder if that's going to become more of their focus. And in that way, they can gradually move away from the TV screen, from cable TV or whatever stations that they're on. Pardon my ignorance with that. And they can move over to those new platforms. And in that way, they can just deliver, where is that Ace of Swords? In that way, because they are definitely telling the truth. They're not afraid to pierce the crown of the great Orange King. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that 45 hates. He doesn't want anything to penetrate his version of the truth, which is the BS. He wants to have that. He wants to squash this, right? And I think that's the reason why he's trying to make life difficult for these networks. But I kind of think that MSNBC, they're thinking of it more of it is a survival thing, and it is maybe a retaliatory thing, but I think they're thinking of it as an evolutionary thing. It's like, well, how do we combat this? And even they might even have affiliations with people overseas. You never know. Like, they might work with other countries, and people can have more input and then just shoot stuff through, and they can kind of put it out there in the same way that Midas Touch do. I understand that Midas Touch is primarily an American network, But it's that same kind of thing. Midas Touch. I'm not sure what the numbers are, but they've got a great, a great amount of strength in the way that people are listening to them, and a great range of audience as well. Like a great range, they can easily get that. And a lot of people just consume their news on the computer now. You know, people just do it that way. And I just wouldn't be surprised if MSNBC, if they just go more that way, um, and they can just get the news out fast. You know, say the stuff fast, get it out there fast, in a way that doesn't take the time it would take maybe to get a TV camera or to do something, release something in the studio. In as much as I know, these things do take time, but I just have a feeling that they might be thinking of changing their format at some point. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. And also, being a non-American, I'm reading about a news network that I know about them, but I don't know the ins and outs of them as much as you guys do. But their importance is, they're so important because they are an independent voice, like Midas Touch and the other networks, and people like Rachel Maddow, and I know Joy's left or was asked to leave. I don't know the full story about that, and from what I do understand, there has been some structural restructuring in MSNBC, but I kind of think that they're smart enough to stay ahead of the orange one, the Orange Menace. I think they'd be aware of what's going on, and I just wouldn't be surprised if they're thinking of a way to jump to a new avenue of broadcasting the news that will be harder for the orange one to limit, because they want to share that voice of wisdom and truth, and in the same way, like maybe reach the younger people more as well, because young people, as we know, are more inclined to jump on their computers and on their tablets and on their iPods or iPads, whatever, and get the news that way. So that's just a very, very quick, brief reading. Well, it's been 22 minutes. I'm sorry, it's a bit long, about what I think about that. So I'll post that tonight or as soon as I can. Let me know what you think. And thank you for watching, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, guys, take care. God bless. Okay, thank you for watching. Okay, see you soon. Bye.